music. I want to follow up that beautiful music with the greeting blessings and peace and blessings because we are here at the ritual, and being here at this ritual is an experience. It is a rich experience. And I am just so grateful to be part of the team with Robbie and Robin and Blanca Maria. And now we're being joined by Sister Nayada, who just jumped on yesterday and helping us do tech. And there's another sister who called me who's trying to join us to do tech. And all of us are so grateful to present the breath of life to you all. And so, call up some friends, still bring them into the ritual because truly we are experiencing something that we believe is going to be long lasting in your presence. And my presentation is very interactive. We've been in a beautiful moment of peace and tranquility, but unfortunately, the presentation I'm going to present is going to share with you some of the breath techniques that help us get through those moments when there is not the peace, when there is not the tranquility, when there is confrontation and arguing and debates. We're living in this charged up world where that happens more often than we care to even imagine. We turn on our social media, people are debating, everybody has an opinion, and people don't just have an opinion, people are fighting about their opinions. People are struggling over their opinions. Some of these struggles go to not only arguing, debating, and conflict, but they go to war. They go to some people are losing their life just because people are in great polarization, particularly in this country, the United States. However, there's divisions all over the world. And so the breath reminds us that this is the one thing we all have in common. And while we may be struggling to breathe deeply through these divides, it can be done. And I want to share a few techniques that I had to learn because I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., one of the perhaps most divided states in this country, where we make our laws, and there's this big Congress and our Senate and the White House, and right around the corner from the White House, there's every kind of demonstration you can ever imagine. Everybody who wants to change the world comes to Washington, D.C. And so I grew up around demonstrations and protests, okay? People who wanted to make a difference, but oftentimes in wanting to make a difference, the divisions and how to make the difference became conflicting. And I also grew up in a family that was very highly opinionated, and I had to learn how to navigate my own personal peace. And so I want to share just a few of the breathing techniques that I began to adapt. Now, what I'd like to also say about the breath is that our theme this year, Time for Healing, is not just that we use the breath for personal healing. We use the breath to heal communities, as Robbie said, outside of our own personal space. And we also breathe to heal relationships. And so these techniques can be used anytime we are feeling the anger rising in us when someone confronts us with their differences. We don't have to all agree to get along, but we all have to be able to be tolerant and have the sense of acceptance of other people's differences. And then there are those who confront us who perhaps are also not being tolerant and compassionate. And Brother Jim mentioned. And how do you look face to face with someone who's angry in your face and pointing their finger, and you're feeling almost attacked because you have expressed a difference of opinion? So I'd like all of us, if possible, to interact with me with some of these techniques, because the more you practice how to breathe deeply through the divides when they come up, and we are in that fight, flight, or freeze mode where our breathing is showing that we are losing control of our feelings and our emotions, then we will already have practiced some of these techniques, and we'll be ready to, I like to say, kick them in or breathe them in, okay? So let's all stand up, okay? And I'm going to adjust my camera, okay? And I hope you can see me. So one of the things that happen when we are dealing with conflicting divides is that oftentimes it brings a sense of fear within us. And so it's very critical to calm our nervous system down and not react. And the reactive mind, as Chad mentions, happens sometimes without our awareness, yet we can control the reactive mind by our breathing. And so we're being confronted, pretend someone's up in your face and they're pointing at you and they're, throwing their arms around and they're all, hands on their hips. And instead of the feeling, watch your breathing. How you watch your breathing is being able to push away, or what we say, shake it off. And so let's shake off the feeling. Let's just move it out of our feeling sense in our body, our spirit, our mind. Shake it off. And while we're shaking it off, Robbie showed us a technique at the beginning. We can actually use the breath and push it out, and instead bring in peace and push away the negative, and bring in peace and push away the negatives. Okay, so you want to bring in what you want, and we push out what you don't want. And when you shake it off, shake again, you're really feeling the embodiment of that movement of, I'm not accepting this within myself. I'm letting it go. Okay, good. I see some good shakers out there, Sister Muti. Yes, okay, Sister Louise. Right, we want to let go of what we don't want. The other technique that's really important to look at is that oftentimes when we're feeling this rise of all this challenge and chaos in these moments of these divides, we have to make sure that we establish a personal peace within not only our bodies, but all around us. But we really have to monitor our breathing. And so we talk in Optimal Life Breathology, OLB, we talk about, we say form number one. We put one hand on our chest. We take the thumb of the opposite hand and connect with our belly button, and we rest the four fingers right on our belly. And we allow ourselves to notice if our breathing is high up in our chest. That chest breathing is the sign that we are experiencing the anxiety, the panic. Instead, we have to tell our breathing, the breath stem in the back, to calm and relax our mind and our nerves. So we want to breathe into what we say, the hand on our belly. And this is a deep breath. And so we want to send the breath into the belly, pushing the belly out. Exhale, allow the belly to go in. This particular form, inhale, our belly comes out. Exhale, our belly goes in. This is just what a deep breath really should look like. Inhale in, the belly comes out. Inhale out, the belly goes in. If we find that instead, as we inhale in and our shoulders rise up and down, or it feels like we're getting taller with each breath, then that's a signal that we're losing control of the relaxing mechanism that our breathing can provide for us. And so we literally have to almost tell our chest, be still, relax, calm down. We're breathing into the belly. Inhale, the belly coming out. Exhale, the belly is going in. We can breathe in through the nose, or if necessary, we can breathe in from the mouth. If we breathe in from the nose, that's going to send the signal more towards the lower portion of our body to calm the nervous system, as opposed to breathing from the mouth. And breathing from the mouth tends to stimulate us. So we want to slow us down. Another of the forms that we share is form number 2. Form number 2, we take our hands or our arms and we actually cross them across our belly. Let me move that down a little bit. We cross them across our belly like this. And we're now also breathing into the belly. So again, we're being confronted and we're feeling that fight, flight, or freeze feeling, that kind of anxious feeling. Oh my goodness, how can I manage this? Breathing into the belly with the hands across the gut allows us not to absorb all of that angry anxiousness, the fear of others, and it manages our breathing. Form number 2, inhaling in again, belly coming out, exhaling, releasing the breath, and the belly is going in. I'm not making my arms move. My belly is moving my arms. So this sends a strong relaxation response into the entire body. And of course, when we are relaxed, it relaxes everything around us. And of course, when someone sees that they are not able to get you as anxious and upset as they are, it tends to make them calmer too. So the more you're able to breathe easily and fully and deeply, you calm and relax the entire community around you. You also want to use other techniques along with what we call the many ways to breathe. The many ways to breathe relate to other types of breathing techniques. I'm going to check my time. Other types of breathing techniques are, of course, if need be, we can open up our mouth and scream. Okay, because sometimes some of these divisions really traumatize us, and the only way to release it is just let it go. And we can also have our go-to it song, a song that every time we are really feeling out of balance, we can hum. And we can also sing la 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 la. And everybody should have that go-to it song when they're feeling out of balance and out of sorts. And last, if we're really struggling with someone up in our face, all upset over some division, something small or something big, we can also look and smile and we can laugh. Make sure you're careful around the person. Don't laugh in their face. Don't make them feel like you're laughing at them. But find a way to laugh. If you need to go into another room, find a way to laugh without laughing out loud. Okay? But find a way to laugh and release, because all of these breathing techniques are techniques that allow us to calm the nervous system, relax the mind, so that we can breathe deeply through the divides. One thing that I want to leave you with is the song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. Let there be peace on earth. This peace begins with you and me. Be the peace that you want to see in the world. And as we breathe deeply, fully, and consciously, we are able to create it. Ashe.
Ashe.